Over the last 3 centuries, papyrus manuscripts discovered in southern Egypt have revealed Gnostic texts that challenge everything we thought we knew about early Christianity. These documents, written in Coptic, an ancient language, contain teachings that the Orthodox Church tried to suppress, including the existence of multiple universes. The most significant discovery occurred in 1945 in Nag Hammadi, Egypt, with manuscripts dating from the 4th century that provide a unique insight into early Christianity. The Gnostic texts differ from the canonical Gospels by emphasizing esoteric knowledge and presenting a dualistic view of the world, where the material is considered imperfect. The tension between Gnostic teachings and the Church's orthodox doctrine is evident. These texts suggest that crucial information was suppressed for centuries, possibly by early ecclesiastical authorities. The rediscovery of these documents raises questions about the nature of early Christianity and the beliefs that were marginalized over time. The Gnostic worldview presents a radically different perspective on reality, challenging conventional notions of Christianity and offering an alternative view of the universe and the divine nature. At the heart of this cosmology is the belief in a transcendent God, a supreme entity that exists beyond the material world and is fundamentally distinct from it. This transcendent God, often referred to as the original creator in Gnostic texts, is considered the primordial source of all existence. However, unlike the traditional Christian view of a God directly involved in the creation of the physical world, Gnosticism proposes a more complex cosmological structure. A fundamental concept in Gnostic cosmology is the existence of the Demiurge, also known as Yaldabaoth. This figure is presented as inferior to the original creator and responsible for creating the material world. The Demiurge is depicted as an entity whose creation, the physical world, is seen as flawed and imperfect. This view of the material world as imperfect is a crucial aspect of Gnostic thought. Gnostics believed that the physical realm was essentially a prison for the human soul, a lower sphere of existence from which individuals should seek to escape through spiritual knowledge or gnosis. The contrast between the Demiurge and the original creator is significant. While the original creator is seen as the source of all perfection and spiritual light, the Demiurge is often characterized as ignorant or even malevolent. This duality reflects the Gnostic belief in the fundamental separation between the spiritual and the material, the perfect and the imperfect. One of the most intriguing aspects of Gnostic cosmology, revealed in the text Sophia of Jesus Christ, is the concept of the 12 universes. This enigmatic text suggests the existence of a much more vast and complex cosmic structure than commonly accepted. According to the text, the original creator created 12 universes, each associated with an angel. This notion of multiple universes directly challenges traditional Christian and Jewish cosmology, which typically conceives of a single universe created by God. The idea of 12 distinct universes suggests a multi-dimensional and layered reality. The Sophia of Jesus Christ provides a fascinating view of this cosmic structure. A crucial passage of the text states, "The original creator created 12 universes for the procession of the 12 angels. All these were perfect and pleasing until the flaw in the subordinate developed." This quotation not only introduces the concept of the 12 universes, but also alludes to a crucial cosmic event, the development of a flaw in the subordinate. This flaw is a central element in the Gnostic narrative of creation, directly relating to the origin of the material world and the Demiurge. The flaw in the subordinate refers to Sophia, a lesser divine being who, in an attempt to create without the guidance of the original creator, inadvertently gave rise to the material world and the Demiurge. This act is seen as the origin of imperfection in the cosmos, explaining the flawed nature of the physical world from a Gnostic perspective. The Gnostic view of multiple universes and complex cosmic realities finds echoes in modern scientific theories such as the multiverse and parallel dimensions proposed by contemporary theoretical physicists. Quantum physics, with its notions of overlapping realities and quantum states, also offers interesting parallels with Gnostic cosmology. The idea that reality might be more complex and multifaceted than our everyday perception resonates with both Gnostic thought and modern physics. The Gnostic view of the 12 universes and the imperfect nature of material reality has significant implications for understanding human existence. From a Gnostic perspective, humans are seen as spiritual entities temporarily imprisoned in physical bodies as a result of the cosmic error that led to the creation of the material world. This cosmological view directly influences the Gnostic understanding of the purpose of human life. The ultimate goal, according to this philosophy, is to transcend the limitations of the physical world through the acquisition of spiritual knowledge or gnosis. This process of spiritual enlightenment is seen as the means by which human souls can escape the cycle of reincarnation in the imperfect material world and return to the perfect divine realm. In Gnostic texts, Jesus is portrayed not only as a savior, but also as a transmitter of esoteric knowledge, a perspective that significantly diverges from the canonical Gospels. The Gospel of Thomas, a collection of sayings attributed to Jesus, contains unconventional teachings that challenge the traditional understanding of his nature and message. A notable example is Jesus' statement, "I am the light that is over all things. I am all." This assertion suggests an omnipresent nature of Jesus, significantly diverging from traditional narratives and implying a deeper connection between the divine and the material world. Another intriguing aspect of the Gnostic texts is the portrayal of the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. The Gospel of Philip presents Mary Magdalene as a favored disciple of Jesus, stating, "The companion of the Savior is Mary Magdalene, but Christ loved her more than all the disciples." This statement not only highlights the importance of Mary Magdalene's role, but also suggests a complex dynamic among the disciples that is not explored in the canonical texts. The depiction of Mary Magdalene in the Gnostic texts raises questions about the nature of Jesus' mission and the role of women in early Christianity. The Gospel of Thomas presents a controversial interaction between Jesus and Simon Peter regarding Mary Magdalene. Jesus says, "I will lead her to make her male, so that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males." This passage suggests a complex Gnostic understanding of gender and spiritual value, challenging orthodox views on the role of women in the early church. The Gnostic texts also offer radical interpretations of traditional Christian practices. The Gospel of Philip, for example, criticizes the practice of communion, labeling it as cannibalism. This reinterpretation of Christian rituals indicates a radically different view of Jesus' teachings and the practices surrounding his memory. Perhaps one of the most surprising reinterpretations in the Gnostic texts is the portrayal of Judas in the Gospel of Judas. In this text, Jesus is depicted instructing Judas to betray him, presenting Judas not as a traitor, but as the only disciple who truly understood Jesus' mission. The text states, "His act of betrayal was actually carried out in obedience to instructions given to him by Jesus himself earlier." This redefinition of Judas directly challenges the established narrative of betrayal in the canonical texts, offering a completely new perspective on one of the most crucial events in Christian history. The Gospel of Judas also introduces unique cosmological concepts, such as the luminous cloud of light representing God. This Gnostic interpretation of the divine contrasts sharply with the representation of God in Orthodox Christianity, suggesting a more abstract and transcendent understanding of the divine nature. These alternative portrayals of Jesus and his teachings in the Gnostic texts not only challenge traditional narratives, but also offer insights into the diversity of beliefs in early Christianity. They suggest a more varied and complex early Christian tradition than is generally recognized, with different communities interpreting Jesus' message in distinct ways. The legacy of the Gnostic Gospels continues to influence contemporary thought, offering an alternative perspective on spirituality and self-knowledge. These ancient texts challenge traditional interpretations of Christianity, promoting a more personal and introspective quest for spiritual truth. The Gnostic view of multiple universes and the complex nature of reality finds echoes in modern scientific theories, such as the multiverse and quantum physics. Although based on different foundations, both suggest a reality that is more vast and complex than our everyday perception indicates. Studying these ancient texts can enrich our understanding of the diversity of early religious thought and inspire a more open and questioning approach to contemporary spirituality. If this video made sense to you, write in the comments, "It made sense to me."